So now I can actually edit those clips. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and I'm going to get rid of the media that I know I don't need to use. This first part of the read, I screwed up a little bit. So I did it again at the very end of the file. So I'm going to split right here, and then click on that clip and remove it, and then bring the repaired version of the read back down here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see what's going on. Now, every clip in an audio montage has a handle at the beginning for a fade in and a fade out, and you can also choose the shape of the fade curve. But I'm not going to do that right now. What I am going to do is start to shore these all up together so that I can get them to read without any space in between. Now, I could either move the clip to the edge of the previous clip, but what I want to do is have them crossfade a little bit, and that's done very easily by clicking and dragging until they overlap. And then you can see, if I zoom in here a little bit, that it puts a little fade out on the first file and a little fade in on the next clip. So now when I play this back, listen to how freely it flows.
This weekend, it's a hometown rivalry. It's a hometown rivalry between the running...
So this is good. I don't like this part of the read, so I'm going to click delete, and then let's listen to which clip here we want to use. Okay, so that's a screw up. I'm going to delete that.
Between the running Utes.
Okay, that's a screw up. I'm going to get rid of that.
Between the running Utes and the BYU Cougars. Don't miss it.
So the rest of it is pretty solid. So what I'm going to do is click on this clip, then hold down the Shift key and select the second clip, and now I can just click and drag them both down to line them up with the other part of the read. So let's see how that fits together.
Rivalry between the running Utes and the BYU Cougars. Don't miss it.
So now let's pretend that this all has to be 6 seconds long with the music that I'll add in just a moment. So what I'm going to do is figure out what I need to remove, or what I can remove from this. You'll see that right now we're at the 6-second mark with just the voiceover. We need to leave a little bit of room for the music. So I'm going to take out the team name right here.
BYU Cougars.
I'm just going to have it say Cougars instead of BYU Cougars. So I'm going to select a range right here, and then I'm going to hit the delete key, and that's going to remove that and shore that space back up. Then I'll just need to drag this back down. Let's listen to the result. That's probably a little bit close. Let's try it now.
The Cougars. Don't miss it. And the Cougars. Don't miss it.
Okay, so that sounds better, but Cougars is a little quiet. So another thing I can do is take that envelope that every clip has in between the fade in and the fade out, and when I hover over that with my cursor, you can see that it changes the tool so that I can adjust the level of the envelope. So I'm going to click on that and actually make that section a little bit louder so that it matches the region ahead of it.
Running Utes and the Cougars. Don't miss it.
That's maybe a little loud, so I'll drop that down about halfway, split the difference.
Running Utes and the Cougars. Don't miss it.
Now I can add the music. So I'm going to come down to my stereo track, and I'm going to go back to the beginning of the montage. So I'm going to use that home shortcut to do so, and the cursor is going to define where the media gets placed. So now I can go to the stereo track and right or control click to choose the insert menu, then go to insert audio files from the file group and choose the music part. And then I'll just choose to add or mix that to my montage. But I'm going to zoom out here quite a bit because all I need is the very end of the file. So maybe something like that much of it. So I'll type S to split the clip. This clip is selected, so I'm going to hit the delete key. Then I'm going to click and drag this back and then zoom in a little bit, and now we can start to line up the music. So if I wanted the entire file to be all done by 6 seconds, what I'm going to do is drag that big crescendo to right about there so that we get a da-da. You'll see I'm jumping ahead here a little bit. But I'm going to hit S, select that clip, and delete it. Then I'm going to fade out after that big crescendo. Then I'll just drag this backwards to the beginning of the montage so that the music starts a little bit ahead of the read here. And so now I will go through and shift-click these clips and move them down a tiny bit so that the music starts before the voiceover, and then I'm going to change the level, the overall level of that music file down about 8 dB, but then I'm going to bring it up for this crescendo, so I'm going to double-click on that envelope line to add a couple of volume points, and then raise the volume at the very end of this file like this. So now when I play this entire montage, listen to how it sounds.
This weekend, it's a hometown rivalry between the Running Utes and the Cougars. Don't miss it.
Okay, so this I'm not happy with. I want the fade out to last a little bit longer.
Miss it.
There we go. So that's some of the most common edits you'll make inside of a montage, and next let's talk about editing the source.